Greetings everyone as we try this again for a second time after the first recording. My volume was to turn down on the recording. Welcome to my Cities Skylines YouTube streams. My name is Ben. I'm an urban geographer who comes from the city of Auckland all the way in the arse end of the Pacific Basin in a little country known as New Zealand or Aotearoa, home of hobbits, Lord of the Rings, the All Blacks and Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. That who you just heard in my background is Jerusha, my oldest daughter, so she might just cut in and out of my streams because she thinks this is very exciting. Sorry about that. So we are looking at the city of Manukau. This city was founded after Industries DLC came out. So if you are going to comment that the Industries are looking a bit haphazard, this was a prototype city. Okay, the first city ever built using that DLC, so it's going to look a bit haphazard. But we're looking from west to east, so the sun rises over the ocean. And I think we're on pause. There we go, we're away. So the river is Manukau River, with the Pacific Ocean out to the back of the map. The starting tile is on the right-hand side here. Manukau River Town on the west, on the right-hand side of the riverbank. Wiri Industry. Manukau Point up in the background shot, and Wiri River Valley and Ivy Hills in the midground shot. You will notice the big cooling tower here. I practice what I preach on Twitter, YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. That is low carbon. All my cities and Cities Skylines since the game came out in 2015 are low carbon cities. That is, the power generator will either be hydro, geothermal and or nuclear. In this case, big nuclear reactor. It's the Finnish EPR nuclear power plant asset from the steam workshop with the DOEL big nuclear asset cooling tower and supporting structures surrounding that. The reactor provides 85% of the power to the city, with the rest coming from an oil and geothermal boosters to the left, which I'll get to in a minute. So let's take a quick look around from the far shot before we go zoom in. To the left here, we've got in the middle the city centre and the downtown. In the foreground is the university. The city was still being built when Campus DLC came out, so it prototyped for campus as well as industries. The airport. I do use monorail, if you can see that. Up in the background is Papatoa, Manarewa. Just a note, most of the names taken here are from real life cities, villages or districts here in New Zealand. So up in the back we've got Titan City where the amusement park is. We also have Papatoa, Manarewa. We also have more industry and Cypress Hill where the rocket base is. And you can see the aircraft taking off. Let's just come out of first person. You can see here the city is about 154,000 with a bit of residential and industrial demand I've got to fill. Current urban development is here at Amity Hills and the entertainment park, as well as Rebeccaton, who I named after my lovely wife of 10 years. Mods that I use the following mods as we come in. So I use Rush Hour. The Rush Hour mod is used. So where it simulates night and day, the twin rush hours and weekends. At the moment it's just gone 10 coming up to 11 AM, so the city is at work at the moment, and the second shifts are due to begin in a couple of hours, and everyone's at school or university, or they should be. We're just looking at the downtown, which is to the right, and the city centre, which is to the left. You can see the Sky Tower there. Those from Melbourne, or the state of Victoria. We'll see the Flinders Street station there, which is used as the main heavy rail station for both intercity and commuter traffic. You can see the monorail there as well, which I do use. So again, the mods, Russia, Traffic Manager President Edition, so I can do Biffa's famous lane mathematics for the roundabouts. I use roundabouts a lot. Roundabouts are common where I come from here in New Zealand, just as it is in Australia and Britain. As you can see here, Other mods, I use Transport Lines Manager to handle the transit system, dynamic resolution, realistic population. So the city's 154,000 people, which is about 1 million in real life. And then all the other mods like unlimited ore and oil, and a few other mods in that. One of the core assets that I use is Network Extensions 2 and the UK Roads Revived Pack, which a lot of these roads are based on, especially in the city centre area and the campus. As you can see here, no doubt Biff will have something to say about this, and so will Sam Burr, a counterpart in Brisbane. That traffic obviously absolutely stinks at the intersection, the city centre intersection, and it's had me flummoxed for the last 3 to 6 months on what do I do with it. It serves as a main connection up into the other side of the river, as well as back into the motorway system, which is, I just come around quietly. Yay, roundabout. So the main motorway is here, up at the back. Hello University, and around here to the left. So just wondering if I do an overbridge. I can't put it underground because the heavy rail runs underground at this point. Or do I make an overbridge, or do I just get rid of the tram line and make it monorail so the trams are not interfering with the traffic as much? Because it's also, we've got traffic problems up in this area. These streams will be about 10 minutes long. They'll be a mixture of first-person mode. I will be doing a lot of first-person mode, as well as back into normal view, as you can see here, when doing urban development. At other times we'll be doing, look at the map, 70%, oh yes, it's not the flashiest. Transit additions, go the buses. And this is a quick check, yep, it's the monorail, which I'll come down to. And other things. So the purpose of these streams, well, basically how I do my cities. Most streamers are right-hand drive. I use left-hand drive, given from where I reside in New Zealand. In the Commonwealth, we drive on the left-hand side of the road. I blend, I don't do plopping. I do a few RECO, residential, industrial, commercial, office plops, but these cities are usually organic, so zone and go. And I have a tendency to use most transit systems, including monorail. Monorail, you can see here the monorail's on the move. Just give it a quick pause. 30 people today. It's not too busy on this side, it gets a bit busier. So we come through the technology park and start making our way round back to downtown. I'll see if I can find a downtown one. This is the downtown area. Yep, there's one there, although she's out of station, so it might be a little bit, yeah, it's not too busy at the moment. Whereas if we go into the buses and that, they start picking up. So yeah, these will be short, sharp 10-minute streams on my city creations. I'm an urban geographer in real life, so I do a lot of spatial planning, urban design research work, and a lot of my cities mimic things from around the world. I also use Cities Skylines, sorry, we'll just get that going again, as a primary communication tool, much to the frustration of my peers, professional peers, here in the Southern Hemisphere, although in the Northern Hemisphere it's actually now quite normal. Most of these streams will be transferred to my blog, bencities.blog, to which you can leave comments, ideas, and fixes. The attribution is non-commercial, share alike, so just please remember that. And yeah, it will be good to see you around. And as you can see, we've got a bit of de-sporting with the buses at the moment as they get stuck. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of work to do. And I'll just finish this off by dropping this off into first-person mode, which is, you can tell, is going to be very, very noisy as we're in a very high trafficked area. If you want a bit of quiet, I'll take you over to the estates. Nuclear powered cows, because why not? I will be alternating between this city, Manukau, and my newer city.